Hello. Today we will be seeing that what all we are going to discuss in module 2 of our course Excel and SPSS. In this particular module we will learn how to use the important and essential formulas using Excel. And this module we will be covering all the topics under this module in 4 sessions. So if you see this, in this particular module, we are going to learn the logic functions. We are going to learn the text functions. We are going to play with the date data and how this date data helps us in doing various type of computational activities. We'll also see the time, and also in the last session we will see the basic statistical functions which can be solved using the Excel. So these are the module objective in this particular module. Again, let me repeat, in this particular module, this is the second module of Excel and SPSS course, and in this module we will see this topics: logic function, text function, understanding dates, understanding time, and the basic statistics. If you learn all these particular formulas and the functions, how to use this function, you will be in a position to extract information from the various data that you will be using by Excel worksheets. Now, during our session 3, we will see that how these logical functions are used, but try to understand that what is a logical function. A logical function is a feature that allows us to introduce decision making when executing formulas and functions. Functions are used to check if a condition is true or false. A combined multiple conditions together can give you a complex outcome. What are the type of logic functions that we use in Excel? We use if, and, or, and not. The Boolean operator, and or not. Along with that, you can also use the if function. If function checks whether a condition met and the returns one value if true and another if the value is false. If you are using and function returns true if all conditions are true, and it returns false if all the conditions are false. So that means along with the and, you can use multiple if conditions. Or the or function returns true if any of the conditions are true. That means if A equal to X, or if B equal to Y, or if C equal to Z. If any of these conditions are true, then what will happen? The return value will be true value. And if any of these conditions are false, then what will happen? The return false if all conditions are false. How do you use the not? The not function changes true to false and false to true. So we will see that how these logic functions are used in Excel worksheet on the data, and we extract insight, we extract intelligence from the data values. Okay, this is very important, called text functions. We will see that how text functions are used in Excel, and I understand that already you have seen and used this during your orientation classes. Excel is mostly about the numerical data, but at times you can come across with the data which has too many text, and that is the time when text function in Excel will help you to simplify the things easily. Typically what happens in Excel, you have columns and rows. And the junction where the rows and columns cut each other is called the cell, and we capture the data in the cell values, and that is called data variables. So what happened, a lot of time you may have to capture some text data, and while capturing the text data, if you make some errors, you need to correct that. And to do the corrections, what you can do, you can use the text functions. There are some text functions which you have already seen. Join string, two strings use the and operators. You can use left, you can use right. If you are using left text function, it will extract the leftmost character from the string using the left function. If you are using the right, it will use the rightmost character from the string. Take an example. This is example of the text is exam. Okay, so left A1 4. So what I'm doing, left A1 is the cell address, and 4 is the number of characters. So if you see this, left EXAM, so this is the value that has come here. If you see this, right A1 is the cell address and only 2 characters. So what is last 2 characters of this particular string? This is called string, a set of characters entered in a Excel cell address is called string. So if you take the last 2 characters, it is XT. So these are some of the text function that we will be seeing. We will also see the mid, len, and find. If you see the mid, how the mid is used? Here mid A1, 5 and 3. 5 means from the 5th position. So this is the cell address A1, 5th position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. P is in the 5th position. And how many characters you want to extract? 3. So from P, you see PLE. So this is called string, and on this string, you are finding the mid value from the 5th to the next 3 characters. So this is called PLE. Where exactly these text functions are used? Let's suppose you have captured a lot of data which has come from multiple sources, and while analyzing the data, you have found that there are some errors, there are some special characters, there are some typo errors. So all those things can be corrected before you take the file to the next level for further processing. You can also find out the find. You can use find to find out the position of a substring in a string. Use the find function. We will see how these functions are used for doing text manipulation in Excel. So you can also use proper, reft, and trim. Proper, reft, and trim. Okay, this is also very important functions available in Excel. Is called understanding the date value. Date. Now, if you see the date, the US date, the format is MDYYYY. So M means the month. It is in 1 digit. D 27 2016. The dates are referred to as the serial numbers in Excel. The Excel date function creates a valid date from the individual year, month, and the day component. This date function is useful for assembling dates that need to change dynamically based on the other values in the worksheet. So if you would like to change the date based upon the other values which you have captured in the worksheet, you need to give a proper formatting of the date. Similarly, if you are want to use the time, so if you see the time, this is in which form? This form. 12, this is hours, minutes, and second. So if you are using this, the time function is a built-in function in Excel that categorized as a date time function. So date and time are two important functions in Excel which helps us in doing a lot of computation. Take an example, see this, date, year, comma, month, date. Time equal to hours, minutes, record. So this is the formula. This is the format on which you can capture the date. Now if you write today and this, so what will happen? The today's date will get reflected in this format. What is the time now? So if you write now and this, what will happen? It will show you the time, current time. So we will see these functions and how these functions are used in Excel, and we will take up some data and we will apply these functions on those data and see that how this data is creating and giving values to us. In this particular module, we will also learn the basic statistical functions and how Excel helps us in using those statistical functions. What are the statistical functions that we are going to learn in this particular module is, we'll see average. Okay, now this is the number. I want to find out what is the average of this. So you can find out the value, average value here. To calculate the average of a group of number, use the average function. Very simple, we will see that how these functions are used. This is average if. To average cell based on one criteria, use the average if function. For example, to calculate the average excluding 0. So here you have 0 also. So I want to exclude the 0. So in such case, what function you are not going to use? You are going to use the average if. You can also use median. You can use mode. You can find out mean. You can find out max. So these are the statistical functions which you can easily use on the data set available on your Excel worksheet. Let's see what all. You can also use count, countif, and sum. Count. So here if you give count, count A1 colon A5, that means this is the cell address. This is a series of cells on which you need to find out that how many numbers are there. How many numbers, count. So how many numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you'll get the 5. Here, count if it is count if from A1 to this, comma, if the value is greater than 5. So how many are there? How many greater than 5? You have 1, 2, 3. So 3. So count how many numbers are there, and if their values are less than 5, find out the number. So the condition, what is the if condition I have given? Greater than 5. So the numbers which are greater than 5, ignore that and give me the number. Or tell me the numbers which are greater than 5. Greater than 5. So how many are there? 3. So 7, 8, 12. So how many numbers are there? 3 numbers. So count if from this to this where the value of the number is greater than 5. If I write less than 5, then what will happen? Only 2 will come. 2 and 3 will come. Sum. Very simple. We often use this particular function. Sum. What is the function? Sum A1 dot A1 colon A5. So A1 colon A5, that means this is the series on which I like to find out the sum. So if you put this function here and give the series name, and then what will happen? You will get the sum of this total values of this series of cells. So this is all we are going to learn in this particular module, and very interesting. In this module we will see again. Let me quickly show you what all we are going to learn. logic functions, we will see text functions, we will see how the dates are used on the data, we will also see the time function and the basic statistics function. All this we will be learning in 4 sessions under this particular module, right? So once you cross first 2 sessions of module 1 and this 4th session of module 2, you should be in a position to play with the data using these functions, and you should be in a position to extract, processed information from the data available on your Excel worksheet. Okay, so we will stop here and we will see one by one all these topics in when we'll have the session 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you very much.